this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the children's age 4 to 8 Marley Mitts. So before I move on to the tutorial, I just want to show how I've done the different gloves here. So for these I've done them so that the yarn matches, and this one I've just done them as the variegated, so just as the yarn comes off the ball. So if you're new to using variegated yarn and you do want your gloves to match like this pair rather than just random variegated like this pair, what you need to do when taking your variegated yarn, when beginning, you need to wind off the first colour. So what I would do is start here. Even if this is a brand new ball, I still take the first colour off. So just wind it up until you reach the next colour. So you can see here, I'm just going to put my hand behind it so you can see the definite colour change between this blue and the white. So all I would do is get my scissors and cut it here, and then you know you're starting at the beginning of the white. So when you then come to start your second glove, you again wind off the yarn until you reach the exact same point. So you'd find the white again, cut it, and then start your second pair from the exact same colour. And that's how you get a matching pair of gloves rather than a random variegated. So to make our Marley Mitts today, I'm going to be using the Yarn Smith's Play Baby DK, which is the recommended yarn in the pattern, and I shall link both the free pattern from Wool Warehouse and the Yarn Smith's yarn that I'm using in the description box below for you. And I'm going to be using shade 1B006, which is shade Patty Cake. Now, to make your mitts, you will also need 2 sizes of needles, which are 325s, and you'll also need a pair of 375s. And you don't need circular needles for this pattern, it is knitted flat, so you can just use regular knitting needles. These are just my go-to needles. So we'll also need a sharp pair of scissors, a darning needle for sewing in our ends, and buttons are obviously optional. I'll be adding these pretty little buttons that I found in my stash. You don't have to add the buttons if you don't want to. So once we have everything ready, let's begin. So to cast on, we're going to be using our 3.25mm needles. So taking our yarn now, we're going to cast on 44 stitches. Now I'm going to use the long tail cast on method. However, you can use any preferred cast on that you prefer. I do have 2 cast on tutorials, one for the 2 needle method and another video showing how I do the long tail cast on. I shall link those in the description box below for you as well. So let's begin by casting on our 44 stitches. So now we've cast on our 44 stitches, we're ready to work our rib. First row of our rib looks like this. So we're going to knit the first stitch, and we're going to purl the next 2 stitches. So 1, 2, and now we're going to knit the next 2 stitches, 1 and 2. So we're going to go ahead now and work in the pattern of purl 2, followed by knit 2, until the last 3 stitches. So continue in the pattern now of purl 2, knit 2 until you reach the last 3 stitches and join me back here. And for our last 3 stitches we need to purl 2, 1 and 2, followed by knit 1. So go ahead and knit the very last stitch, and that completes row 1 of our rib. So moving on to row 2 now. So row 2 of our rib begins with purl 1, followed by knit 2, 1 and 2, followed by purl 2, 1 and 2. And this is our pattern for row 2. So continue working in the pattern of knit 2, followed by purl 2, until you reach the last 3 stitches and join me back here. And the last 3 stitches are knit as follows. We knit the next 2 and we purl the very last stitch. So the 2 rows we've just worked create our beautiful 2 by 2 rib pattern. So what we need to do now is work a further 10 rows in that rib pattern. So I shall pop the instructions on the screen for you as a reminder now, or of course you can rewind the video and follow the 2 rows we've just done again. So go ahead now, work a further 10 rows in the rib and join me back here. And once you've done your 12 rows of rib, you should now have something looking like this. And now we're ready to start the next section of the mitten. Now for the next section we need to change over to our 3.75mm knitting needles, and just a reminder that although I'm using a cable needle for today's tutorial, this mitten is worked flat, so regular straight knitting needles are absolutely fine. So for the next section, taking our 3.75mm needle now, we're going to begin with an all knit row. So go ahead now and knit every stitch for this row and join me at the end of the row. And now moving on to the next row, our next row is an all purl row. So go ahead now, purl every stitch for this row and join me at the end of the row. So now we're going to continue in the stocking stitch pattern, which is our knit one row followed by purl one row. So go ahead now and work 3 inches of stockinette stitch, ending on a purl row, and join me back here. And once our stocking stitch measures the 3 inches, we're ready to move on to the next section. And for the next section, we need to change back over to our 3.25mm needles. And we're going to be working 6 rows in rib, as we did for the beginning of the mitt here. So for our first row, we're going to knit the first stitch, purl the next 2 stitches, followed by knitting the next 2 stitches. So we're now going to be working back in that 2x2 rib. So we're going to purl the next 2 stitches and we're going to knit the next 2. And we're going to continue in that pattern of purl 2, knit 2 until the last 3 stitches, and join me back here. And for the last 3 stitches we purl 2, 1 and 2, followed by knit 1 for the very last stitch. So that's row 1 of our rib, and now we're ready to move on to row 2. So for row 2 we begin with purl 1, followed by knit 2, followed by purl 2. And that is our 2x2 rib pattern for this row. So go ahead and continue in the pattern of knit 2 followed by purl 2 until the last 3 stitches, and join me back here. And for the last 3 stitches of our second row of rib we finish with knit 2 followed by purl 1. So those 2 rows form our rib pattern. So go ahead now and continue to knit a further 4 rows in the rib, following the rows 1 and 2 that we've just done. So go ahead, knit another 4 rows of rib and join me back here. We're now ready to cast off our mitt. So I'm going to cast off in rib. If you just prefer to cast off knitwise, that's absolutely fine. I just find casting off in rib gives a little more stretch and just keeps the pattern. So to cast off in rib, all we do is simply keep the pattern of rib as we're casting off. So the first stitch is a knit stitch, so I'm going to go ahead and knit that first stitch, and then the next stitch is a purl stitch, so I'm just going to purl that stitch, and then I'm just going to cast off as normal by bringing that first stitch over the top of the second stitch, and I'm just going to continue in this way until the end of the row. So the next stitch is a purl, so I'm going to purl that stitch and then cast that one off. Now the next one is a knit, so I'm going to knit that stitch and cast off, and the next one is a knit stitch, so I'm going to go ahead and bring that one over, and the next one is purl, and so on. So I'm just going to continue casting off in rib, and I shall meet you at the end of the row. So after casting off, you should now have something that looks very similar to this. So you can see the ribbing at the bottom of the glove is slightly longer than the ribbon at the top. So that's a really easy way as well to tell which is the bottom of the mitt and which is the top. What we're going to do now is we're going to turn this over and we're going to fold the glove so that the side edges meet, and we're going to sew from the bottom edge of the cuff. We're going to sew 2.5 inches, and then we're going to leave a gap for 1 inch, and then we're going to sew to the top of the mitten. So what you'll have is something like this. So I've sewn 2.5 inches, I've left 1 inch for the thumb, and then I've sewn up to the top of the glove. And once you've done that, all you need to do is add some buttons if you wish to, or you can leave your mitten plain. And that is how you make the Marley Mitts. So if you've enjoyed today's tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help other knitters find my videos, and I shall see you in the next knitting tutorial. Bye for now.